This is the Riot Squadcast, a supporter-driven show dedicated to LA Galaxy news, information, and opinions. Here's your hosts, Ed Rodriguez and Chris Zero Cool Tucker.
This is Jalen Neal of the LA Galaxy, and you're listening to the Riot Squadcast.
Welcome to the Riot Squadcast. My name is Ed Rodriguez, and thank you, Jalen, for that beautiful opening. We appreciate it. Oh, man.
That worked beautifully.
That was beautiful. Thank you,
job,
Ben. Good job, Ben. Thank you, Neil, for sending that, for Jalen for sending that in. We appreciate that, man. It's been a very interesting week for the Galaxy. Very active week for the Galaxy so far.
I'd say so. Yeah.
But it's a beautiful Wednesday night here in Gardena, California. Thank you guys for joining us live on this Wednesday night. If you are in our chat on youtube.com/Riot Squadcast, or you guys can watch us on Twitter, or you can watch us on Facebook. We're all live, baby. Go watch it. But the meat chat, the fire chat.
The meat chat.
The meat chat, yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes. The youtube.com/Riot Squadcast. That's where the most people gravitate to, and we get the people. We get the people. We like to interact with people. So please come. And if you are watching on YouTube, please like, share. We'd love that because brings more people.
Yeah.
Brings more people, and we just have more fun.
The more the merrier.
Exactly.
So they say.
And to my left, my best friend, the beautiful, sexual Christopher Tucker.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
This is what happens when we listen to country music before we start. You get all romantic on me.
Hey, we were listening to George Strait.
Martina McBride.
Martina McBride a little bit. Yeah. Reminiscing about a concert we went to 10 years ago.
Yeah. This was all 10 minutes after a solid 45 minutes of trap rap music. It's with a nice, what do we listen to in the middle? We listened to
what was it? Ric Flair Drip.
Yeah. Well, we listened to
Migos.
We listened to little Migos, little King Von. And then we had a nice middle break of the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah.
And then somehow shifted straight into country music.
Yeah. It went from like this one song that I knew back in like the early 2000s, like in the middle of like the Stained Creed era.
What was it? Hinder?
They're sing like this. And I'm in so much pain. That's kind of the music that we were listening to right at the tail end.
All right.
To get hyped up for the show.
Yeah, that's how we get prepared.
That's how we get prepared, people. So a little sneak behind the curtain right there for you guys. How we prepare for these shows.
Get prepared.
Yeah.
Oh.
Beautiful. And then we're always joined by producer Ben, the wonderful, talented producer Ben. How you doing, sir?
Good, man. Doing well. Had a crappy day, so I've been looking forward to this most of the day. And just, hey, Big Tony in the live chat, we are doing a tight 2 hours tonight.
Yeah, we told Ben a tight 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we're probably gonna go like 2.5, maybe 3.
Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, probably Marvel movie is what I'm guessing.
You know what? We can do better
the
than
game.
that. Yeah.
So
we can do better.
Let's do Roots.
Yeah.
Is that too long?
Let's do the Snyder cut of Justice League. 4 hours.
I thought you were going to say the Snyder cut of Roots. I don't know what it is, but I want to watch that movie so bad.
I don't know, man. That sounds like a train wreck.
Snyder Roots.
I don't want any of that.
No?
I don't want any of that. No.
That's the opposite direction. What do you got to? Well, no, I guess. You hold on. If Zack Snyder,
here's the thing.
Hold on. If Zack Snyder did a cut of Roots, you wouldn't watch that movie?
I would definitely watch that. But it's like Snyder would come in halfway through, they'd replace him with Joss Whedon, and then it would just get ruined.
Kunta dies in like the 4th one. Everyone's really sad. It's really emotional. It's a big deal. I don't know. I would watch. This is the thing. Like I understand that people would get. We have a special guest that might be listening right now, and I apologize for the road this is going to take. But people complain about stuff like that. Wouldn't you be the first person to buy that movie?
I don't know about buy it.
Oh, I would own 1,000 copies.
I would definitely pirate it.
I would give those copies out like Christians give out the Bible. Every person I met, I would be like, have you watched Zack Snyder's cut of Roots? It's amazing.
Zack Snyder presents Roots.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh my goodness.
And there's no way he could do it right. But if he did, and if he takes like a Justice League CGI aspect to Roots, come on, man. That's bull. If that doesn't win an Oscar, it's fixed.
I don't remember explosions in Roots,
Let's
but
make it
there
happen.
definitely's got to
Let's
be
make it
some,
happen,
right?
man. Let's make it happen. Zack Snyder,
In really
stop being a coward.
really underdeveloped characters, like that's how it turned out.
Yeah, this is gonna be the greatest film,
the Zack Snyder Roots universe.
starring Tyler Perry. Bro, let's make it happen.
I mean, that's just a moneymaker right
It's
there.
2021, baby.
Hey, let's do it.
We get Tyler Perry. We get Zendaya. She's got to be in everything. And
And it's got to be like an English dude playing an American.
I want Matthew McConaughey playing an English dude.
Okay, so like the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, we got a hit on our hands. It's a $1 billion idea.
Well,
I'm giving away.
if we say copyright, they can't take it, right?
I'm giving this away. Patent pending.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
I
That's a
think.
thing.
Trademark. We're trademarking here.
Hey, look, nobody steal
You
that
can't
idea.
take it. We said it.
Don't be a dick.
That we said it. You can't take it.
Nobody steal that idea from us. That's a franchise, man. That's better than Marvel. It's gonna be bigger than Star Wars.
The Roots universe. Let's do it, man. Let's create it.
Roots Extended Universe. We can tie Amistad in. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh, dude. You know what? I wasn't on board at first,
Yeah,
but I'm in.
let's do it.
I'm in now.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm totally in. Oh my goodness. What a great start to the show. I love
Man,
it.
I'm pretty sure we just got canceled, by the way.
Why?
For
That's a good
doing-
idea. I can say that. It's cool. It's my people, Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
I did.
All
I
right.
did.
Are you trying to suppress his voice, Ben?
A little bit, yeah.
That's oppression.
Ooh.
We don't do that anymore. That's
Ooh.
censorship.
That's true.
Censorship is bad.
That was so January 19th, 2021, dude.
We don't do that.
It's a new
anymore.
day.
Apparently, for everyone, like all the problems are solved now.
Oh, they're all gone.
The other white guy's in charge. Okay.
Anyways, let's move on. We want to give a big shout out to Capo Mike from Lars celebrating a birthday today.
Happy birthday, good sir.
Happy birthday, my man. Hopefully you had a fun one. I know it's it's pandemic, so can't really go out, but hopefully you had a good time with your wife and your family.
Stayed home and got really, really drunk.
Yes, hopefully you had plenty of beers to go around. Second off, Christopher.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for the people. We're doing a little raffle to help out, right?
Mhm.
Our boy gave us a jersey. We're gonna raffle it off. I don't know. It's a little. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I've heard some people like it.
I heard some people like this jersey. It's kind of popular.
It's a little popular.
So what we're doing, we're gonna do a raffle for $5 an entry, unlimited entries.
Okay. So you can buy as many tickets to win this as you want.
Exactly. So what we're doing is we're gonna raffle off a authentic 2012 third kit, stars and everything.
If you're watching on YouTube, it should be going up in a second.
It actually might be the 2011 since it doesn't have the Scudetto, right?
That's a good point.
Or did they not give? Because if you want to turn it around, it has Cosmo 00 on the back. So what we're doing, it's size large, if you guys want to know that too, if that's pertinent information. What we're doing for the next 2 weeks is we're going to take $5 an entry, unlimited entries. You're going to send it to our, what do we have, Ben? PayPal. That's right.
Ben's gonna
Sorry.
take care of all this.
Sorry, PayPal, and we'll give that out. What we're gonna do over the next 2 weeks, we're gonna take entries, and then after 2 weeks, we're gonna draw a name, and then that name will win the authentic jersey. So if you want to get in, you're gonna send $5 an entry to PayPal to Lars. Do you know
It should be the Rise Podcast.
It's gonna be it's RiseSquadcast@gmail.com. That's gonna be our PayPal. So unlimited entries, $5 an entry,
Size large.
size large,
Authentic.
Cosmo on the back.
Yeah. I believe it was Cosmo Warren.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I believe it was Cosmo Warren.
So, if you want to win, enter.
I've seen, and look, we're not telling you how many tickets you should buy. It's like a Willy Wonka situation, George. But I've seen these jerseys going for a pretty penny on eBay,
$250
various-
easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I
for
saw-
non-authentic, excuse
I've
me.
seen
I saw
450.
authentic 450. Yeah,
I've seen
the other day.
450 recently. So look, what's a hell of a lot cheaper than 450?
$20, you know?
$20, $30. you know, you just got to be right once.
Yep.
And the more chances you have, the more likely you are to win. And look, we can't really get into the we don't want to get into these people's business, but it's going to a very, very good, noble cause.
We aren't making a dime off of this, so it's all going to good cause.
I didn't even know we were doing this until Ed got here.
So, you know, $5, enter, you could win an authentic Punjab. That's the official color.
Punjab.
Just dark blue.
Yeah.
It's an amazing jersey.
But you can get a jersey so glorious, it sparked a franchise.
Exactly. There you go.
You can get a jersey so glorious, there's more gentrification in Los Angeles, and a brand new, shiny, bullshitty Lego stadium for people who play 180 minutes more soccer than us. You can rub it in their face and remind them all every single day, hey, you're only here because David Beckham looked nice in black and gold.
There you go. So $5 an entry.
$5 an entry.
$5 an entry, unlimited entries. You can send PayPal, riotSquadcast@gmail.com to enter.
Entire club, because Beckham looked glorious in black and gold.
Hey, man, you know, we do it first, baby.
Do it for the people.
We're first to many things.
I just want to see it on a Wikipedia page.
There you go.
If anybody knows how to do that stuff.
There you go. So 2 weeks, we're gonna do this. We're gonna announce the winner in a couple weeks. So get them in. You can win yourself an authentic.
Jose Orozco in the live chat says Ben's going to gamble away all the money.
Oh, absolutely. We're just going to go to Vegas. He's going to go to the Golden Nugget. Put it all on black.
Yeah, he seems like the kind of.
I'm not saying that I'm like already going to put like $200 in, you know, worth of tickets to get that jersey, but you know.
Well, I told Chris, I'm like, I don't know if we should enter. Is it ethical of us to enter?
Well, I can't fit a large. I'm not going to fit a large.
And technically, it probably fits like a medium.
I'm not going to be able to wear it, and I'll just give him $5. You know what I mean? I don't have to go through this. But for Ben, who is much closer to a large than you or I, hey, look, let him go for it. And if you're a collector, like if there is a new wave, which I'm enjoying seeing this right now. There's a new wave of Galaxy fans that are becoming completionist collectors, that they're going for everything. And they're posting like, oh, I got a 98. Oh, I got a 97. You know, I got a 06. I got an 05, whatever. If you're one of these completionists, this is, again, Ben and I both saw it online this week for $450 authentic.
Whew.
You can buy, you know, it's crazy. You could buy $60 worth of tickets and look at it as a potential investment. If it doesn't work out, you're out $60. But if you hit,
I mean,
I'm saying, you gotta just do the math.
And it's pretty one of a kind too. So it
is one of a kind. It was raffled off at a Lars Christmas party.
Yeah,
years and years and years ago. So it's authentic. Fucking do it.
Do it. Get in. That is send $5 an entry, riotSquadcast@gmail.com, and we will announce a winner in 3 weeks' time. So next week we're gonna do another round of it, and then that following week we'll do the drawing. All right. Moving on. Let's talk some MLS stuff that's going on. I don't know if you guys saw that things are not looking so good with the MLS Player Union and MLS itself. Seems like the player union's refusing to sign the new CBA that they're negotiating about.
That they had came out. I think MLS came out with a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And what reporter was it? Someone reported they haven't even responded to it.
Sam. I mean, I'm not even trying to pronounce it.
Stechkel. Ben's got it.
Stechkel.
There you go. He tweeted out, in the biggest news of the day, multiple sources say MLSPA has still not responded to amended CBA that MLS proposed on January the 6th. MLS has the right to unilaterally terminate current CBA if a new deal isn't struck by January 28th. League said it won't negotiate past that date. So it's been 2 weeks almost, and they haven't 2 weeks exactly, and they haven't responded to the new CBA.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Do you think work stoppage is in the horizon?
Well, I think
MLS?
Guessman was saying that it sounds like the expectation is it's at least going to get pushed back a little bit. March probably isn't going to happen. I don't know if we'll get to a point where there's a work stoppage, but it does look like it might get delayed long enough where we don't have we're not in for a traditional preseason when we normally would. I imagine COVID, you know, affects that to a degree. It's the longer they can put off starting the league without fans in the stadium, the better, because they're going to make more money the more fans are in the stadium. So it's not the end of the world, but I don't know. I mean, MLS kind of has to be around. This is a pretty important year. They have to be playing.
I mean, and it's already, they've reported they're like what, the $1 billion loss in revenue
last year,
or whatever. Yeah. I mean, and there's rumors of them starting late as late as May or June. I mean, it's kind of all up in the air right now. Who knows what's happening in MLS? And it's, I mean, we've been seeing though for the last couple CBAs that, you know, they've been pretty back and forth and fighting and it
takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't always get agreed early, but you don't usually have this, we sent you something, and presumably they're deliberating amongst each other. Like I would imagine that's why I would hope that's why it's taken some time.
Yeah.
Because on the players' end, they're all trying to figure out what they're willing to concede on and what they're at least they're negotiating. They're figuring things out.
You know, plus in a bargaining situation like this, normally all the players would be in a room together. You know, all the reps the PA would fly them somewhere. They'd be in a room together talking about this. But now you're talking about trying to get a hold of everybody at different times, you know, in different time zones. Yeah, on a Zoom call, trying to get some sort of consensus, because you know that they're not going to respond at all until there is some sort of consensus, because then it just looks bad. One player says this or one rep says this.
Yeah, and if you've ever been on a Zoom call with more than like 4 people, it's a nightmare.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm sure that has something to do with it. So, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't freak out too much yet. Especially, I mean, I've done a bunch of CBAs, and it's not time to freak out yet.
MLS always gets worked out. Like that,
yeah.
It's the only place I'm confident.
Until it doesn't.
Every single time this happens, everybody stresses.
Yeah.
And at some point, usually the players buckle, and they make concessions. They get some gains, but they don't get everything they want. But it's a step towards what they want, what they're working towards.
Well, I mean, it sucks because it's like, well, the players lose more than the team owners do.
Yeah, but that's the negotiation. Like if they want to get paid, they would concede and accept everything the owners want. But they're working for progress, and they're working to move themselves forward. And I'm sure they understand, given COVID and the financial situation, they're not going to get everything they want. It's just a matter of figuring out what they can live with, and what they can't. And at least they're debating it, presumably. At least they're discussing it, and it's not a, hey, what you proposed outright, we can't do it, because they could have answered that question the next day. So I can't imagine they're just saying, hey, we're not even going to respond to them, because that doesn't do any good for anybody. So my hope is if they're all acting like adults, they're at least debating and trying to come to a consensus, and it sounds like there would be something to work with. In.
Yeah, because I mean, they said till the 28th, and they're not going to negotiate past that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'd assume they would try to get some sort of
offer.
Yeah, something like.
Maybe they're trying to make them sweat.
Yeah, and that date doesn't mean anything.
No.
Doesn't mean it. No, it doesn't mean anything.
It's just owners being. It's
just the owners throwing a date out there that, hey, you know what, we want you to respond by this. Players would be stupid to actually respond by that date. If the players are serious about getting more from the owners, you don't respond by that date. You say, all right, let me see what you got. Let me see what you're willing to do. Especially because that date doesn't mean anything. I mean, preseason may at that point you're going to lose a week of preseason, maybe.
Yeah, because it starts with like late January.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're missing physicals and a couple of fitness tests, you know, and that's it. To see really, are the owners really willing to lock you out? Are they really willing to do what they say?
That's pretty detrimental for us, because we need all those guys in as soon as possible with as much time as possible. If they're trying to get Greg's philosophy down, the more time, the better. So to that end, the sooner the CBA gets worked out, you know, the better for all parties involved, mostly me.
Well, that's always the case, though. I mean, realistically, the sooner any CBA gets worked out, the better it is for everybody generally.
But I don't mind it dragging out if the players are going to get some improvements. We've been watching the league a long time, man. It's the growth is real. I get the slow and steady thing, but it's when it comes to the way the players are treated and how they're taken care of, it's taken a long time.
But is
basic shit?
Is it really a time where you can be like, do you have?
But that's what I'm saying.
The ground to like.
It's the optics, optics of the whole thing. I mean, are the player in a time where everybody's taking pay cuts left and right? Is it going to look all right for the players to say, hey, you know what? We're not giving up anything. we want this, we want, and to really start demanding.
Like, it made
things.
sense when they were talking about extending the CBA like another year or something, like just to, move past this one to get into another. That made sense to me.
Yeah, but that
And
was
then,
back
the owners were like, yeah, we're not going to do that.
well, that was back when we thought we had adults and COVID would be taken care of by
Yeah.
now. But it just kind of fucking dragged on.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine. It always gets worked out. It literally always gets worked out.
But what if it doesn't, Chris?
But it's going to get worked
It
out.
has to get worked out.
It's going.
This league cannot afford a strike. I still believe that.
Please remember this when it gets worked out. When you wake up in the morning and you see a notification, it's like MLS and MLSPA
It'll probably be tomorrow.
agreed on CBA, and everyone's like, "Yay, we don't have to worry about it." It happens every single
time. Yeah,
literally every single time. I have no reason to believe.
Especially the last couple ones have been like, "This could be it. This could be it."
It always could be it. It's
Yeah.
always it's the same thing, man. Once they figure, Josh was telling me this. Once they figure out what you fear, they got you. And they know you fear, not that, Josh, but they know you fear a work stoppage. They know you fear Major League Soccer pausing and going away. So you're going to pay more attention to it, and you're going to pump all this energy into it. And then what happens? It gets fucking worked out on a Thursday, and nobody gives a shit. By Friday, everybody forgets. It's
Yeah,
going to be fine.
they usually put out like news that they don't care about. They'll put it on a Friday.
Happens every single time. Everybody calm down.
All right, moving on to more MLS news. As of tomorrow, or if you're listening to this on the podcast, it is Thursday. At 11 a.m. will be the MLS Super Draft. Yay! Pumped, Ben. Are we pumped? Are we pumped, everyone? Everyone ready for our draft picks that have worked out perfectly fine? Because the draft is so important now.
For pass for which pass? For the first pass or the second pass?
Look, pass number 2 was really when we like.
You know, when we cut pass
picked him
2,
up.
I was surprised. Because I thought pass 2 was having a great preseason.
And his combine was great. I mean, pass number 2 was
Measurables just off the charts, man.
Yeah. Anyways, so the Galaxy have the 16th pick in the first round, which we traded for to Portland for Villafania and I think our number 8th pick originally.
Yeah.
8th picks. So we moved up 8 spots, got a left back, and
Moved down 8 spots.
moved down. Sorry. And now we're gonna pick someone who probably will never play for the first team.
I saw SBI had a mock draft that we would get Justin McMaster, the Jamaican American winger playing at Wake Forest. You know, a little bit of depth, be fine. He was coming off of they had a little blog. I didn't look any of this shit up. But he
Research.
He got a torn ACL in November of 2019 and was rehabbing from that last year. Did you? But this is what I found most fascinating about him. He was born in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
That's a city.
That's a place in Pennsylvania.
That is somewhere.
It's called King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
That's it. I don't even know anything about it.
So he's American but plays for the Jamaican youth setup?
I guess. And he's from King of Prussia.
That's...
I hope we draft him so I can call him the King of Prussia.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to, right?
Somebody's got to.
Well, when he's playing for GC or the reserves, I mean, hopefully we can go watch him again.
King of Prussia, Pennsylvania is a census-designated place in Upper Marion Township, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania.
Those are all words. Those are all words. And...
Upper Marion Township, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Of course. I mean, where else would it be, really?
Me, you uncivilized swine. Kobe Bryant was from Lower Marion. It's right. That's a neighbor in Marion.
Uh-huh.
There's 2 Marions right next to each
one
other.
in upper and lower.
Yeah. They got a Marion on the left, they got a Marion on the right. You know?
Right.
Yeah, the Marions. You know,
I could just hear Andrew already like, you guys need geography.
Everybody knows the fucking Lower Marion. Everybody knows.
You never know your geography.
Everybody knows Lower Marion is really over here. It's not over there. It's super important. Marion! Marion! Hang on 1 second.
Sorry, we're having a moment.
We got like technical difficulties music.
I know.
Oh my god.
All right, we're going to regroup. We're going to regroup a little bit.
What are we talking about?
We're moving on. And MLS draft, no one cares, and it doesn't matter
We'll see
anymore.
what happens.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Moving on to Galaxy news. Tons of signings since our last show. First one we want to talk about is Klinsmann re-signed.
Back in action.
Back in action, baby. My question is it going to be him and Bond battling for the number one, or going to have Bond and Klinsmann as a backup, or hoping like they push each other kind of deal?
I think to a degree it's going to be a little bit of the pushing each other, but there was an article in The Athletic by Adam Leventhal where they're interviewing Jonathan Bond, and he says he's coming to the Galaxy to be the number one, and he signed a 2-year deal with an option for 2 more years. He's house hunting in Los Angeles, so not immediately looking to move into a hotel or an apartment. Like, what's up? I think I just scooped him in.
No. I just gotta if you're buying or selling a house in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah,
call my wife.
Johnny Bond,
Johnny,
and anyone else. Look, we're cool like that. I'm sure. Call Ben's wife. I don't know how you get the number, but call the show, and then he'll get the voice.
Call Laura. She's right here.
She's right
she'll
there.
She'll take care of your house buying needs.
But yeah, he's not. It doesn't sound like he's looking to move into a hotel when he gets here, or renting an apartment or anything. Like, he is house hunting. It sounds like he plans to be here for a significant chunk of time.
Hey man, look, you got to build your assets.
That's a number one.
Hey man, you got to build for generational wealth, dude. You start now, build your assets up.
And to be clear, it doesn't sound like it's a 4-year deal. It sounds like it's a guaranteed 2-year deal with an option for 2 more. He may have an option for a 3rd year, the Galaxy for a 4th year, or the Galaxy for a 3rd year.
Yeah, those always are like tricky.
Those clauses may change, but from the article at least, 2-year deal, option for 2 more.
Okay, well, I mean,
good for Klinsmann.
Yeah, good for him.
Klinsmann. The same thing we said the other week. I'm concerned that we have what potentially could be 2 number 2s competing for the number 1 spot versus a standout number 1. But if Greg is positive, this guy who was a West Brom third stringer can be a starter in Major League Soccer, I'm gonna give the guy the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna wait till preseason.
Now, are we calling this a Greg signing?
I think
was it too a little? It was very quick from when Greg signed and like, hey, we got a new keeper.
I believe it is a Greg Vanney signing.
Okay.
You would categorize it as a Greg Vanney.
He got the fingers on the signing.
Yeah, he's working.
Right.
I think it started after he had been working.
Okay, I love it. Let's see. Next, is the first of the homegrowns that have been signed this week.
Mm-hmm.
The Galaxy have signed homegrown. This weird homegrown signing. Like, we were talking about this on the Discord because. So the Galaxy signed Adam Saldana, who has been with the G2 and the Academy.
Mm-hmm.
But when they signed him, didn't mention that he signed as a homegrown contract.
Yeah.
But then it was clarified by our good friend Josh from Going to the Galaxy that he is considered a homegrown. He's on a homegrown contract.
He's on a homegrown deal.
Yeah. Deal, so he won't count towards the cap and all that stuff. Adam Saldana, 18-year-old central midfielder, but also can play some of the wings. Signed to G2 in 2019. He has a total of 26 appearances. 16 appearances from last year were all starts. And from Panorama City, so 818 represent. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, only the second player from Panorama City ever, with Sean Franklin being the other one. Nice. Legendary Galaxy player, Sean Franklin. Good for Adam Saldana. 291st Galaxy signing in history. Yeah, the more you know. We were fans of him at G2, talked about him a lot. One of the, if you were looking for a standout center midfielder from G2, Saldana is probably the first name that would have came up. Even despite how he left, Omar Ontiveros was a very good defensive midfield partner for him when they did play together. But clearly, Saldana was the pick, the choice above, if you will. Big fan. Wish him the best. I think he's going to be competing for a roster spot on the MLS reserve team next year. You got to remember, we're going to be fielding
three professional teams.
Well, let's see. We're going to be fielding first team Galaxy, MLS reserve team, Galaxy 2, and 7 MLS next teams between U13s and U19s. So there's a ton of Galaxy to go around next year, and there'll be a ton of minutes and spots. If you were looking at a mock-up right now, he would be your number 1 starting center midfielder on a MLS reserve Galaxy team. He was better than USL, not quite MLS level yet. So this will help him I
think that's been the challenge for the Galaxy, right? With like trying to find that G2 to MLS
the step between.
Yes, exactly.
And really, with the reserve league, if it operates like I was thinking about this today, if it operates in the same way the old reserve league worked, this is going to keep Didi Traore from sitting on the bench all season, not doing anything. This is going to keep Cameron Dunbar from sitting on the bench all season, not doing anything. Kai Koreniuk, Carlos Harvey, any of these younger kids that came up, Efrain when he wasn't really playing, Ethan Zubak when Chicharito was playing and was getting more extended minutes. This is Nick DePuy once he dropped out of the starting 11. This is how we keep kids getting minutes when they're not quite ready to start for Major League Soccer yet, but they're clearly better than the USL level. It's just it's more minutes to go around, and it's going to be a perfect spot for Saldana to kind of keep growing.
So, Tuck, quick question about Saldana, because you probably know more about him than the average person.
Absolutely.
How far away is he? What do you think? Like 2 years, 3 years?
I think honestly,
and I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, please.
But the other thing is like
interrupting me, interrupting you.
What does he need to do to make that jump? Is it just a physical thing? Does he need to work on the speed of the game, or is it like I know he's a slight kid. He definitely needs to put on a few pounds.
Yeah,
well, I think that's the issue with any of like the 17-year-old, 16, 18-year-old kids who are signed to homegrown contracts. Like they tend to be on the smaller side.
Well, if you look at how we operate Galaxy 2, it's basically what most teams in Major League Soccer would consider their MLS next cap. That's how we run Galaxy 2, which was professional soccer. We played children, for lack of a better phrase, who were upper echelon children in our region against grown men to push them to help develop them along. We're confident enough in our kids. It's no different than when you see, Barcelona's in 5 competitions and it's a Copa del Rey and they're going to put out basically La Masia because they're confident in their kids more than they're confident in his team struggling in the bottom of the table. We're confident in our children enough to say, we'll go out and play our kids against your grown men. They'll at least be able to catch up. Saldana, to be honest with you, probably 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years is fair. By 2 years, he should be realistically kind of pushing and competing for first team minutes. And you got to remember, because it's a reserve league and he's not playing in Galaxy 2, 2 years doesn't have to be the situation. He could be playing in the Open Cup. He could, if Jonathan is on national team duty, now you're looking at, if looking at the current roster we have, Jonathan goes on national team duty, it's Sasha and it's Adam Saldana, because we don't have another center midfielder. You might play Sebastian Lletget down in CM, but Saldana's on the bench first to go in. It's getting moved up from G2 means, yeah, he may not be starting or directly pushing a starter, but if a series of events happens, there's a logical chain of events where Adam Saldana gets first team minutes next year. And
then, there's also, if there's any of the BS Cup games of what was it? The Interliga, Superliga, whatever
I forget what the new one's called.
Whatever the new one was called.
I think it got scrapped.
I think it's like Super Interliga Copa de America or something like that. Or
brought to you by Sunkiss.
Yeah. I think it was Slice or Sprite or something.
Sprite?
Yeah.
But good on him, man. Kid's going to develop, is going to thrive. He's very talented, just needs to work hard.
And that's the thing, right? That's the whole point of when we've talked about it. G2 is to have, your top guys move on to the next level, which is the first team.
Yeah, this is how you keep the pipeline going.
Yeah.
And homegrown kids, say how you like homegrown kids. It means more when it's one of yours. When it's an Efrain, when it's a Julian, it means more when they're yours.
All right, moving on to the second signing of the week. G's signed homegrown player Jalen Neal, 17-year-old center back from Lakewood, California, 562 represent.
Whoop, whoop.
He's played both left and right center back, so he's pretty versatile in that. Signed with G2 last year, 13 appearances for G2, scored the only goal in a 4-1 loss to Reno in the USL playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Neal, I know me and Chris, we've talked about him plenty of times on the show. He's definitely one of the highest rated players on our list from G2 last year.
That's my boy.
I was going to ask you, what do you think?
My boy.
Before he gets into that, Chris and I were talking about this when he was up here the other day, just kind of doing homework. And this guy is going to make the Galaxy a ton of money when they sell him in a few years, man.
It's weird because it's like it's talking about the long-term direction of a child who's not mine.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a real
deal.
It's
unfair. It's unfair. But this is the thing. You can't trump these kids up like this.
Yeah,
You
come
can't
on.
trump these kids up like this.
Slow burn.
Not only because you don't want to screw their mind up. You want to keep them focused and paying attention and working hard. But the other end is like, you don't want to put these expectations on them. And you don't want, look at what happens to Efrain. Efrain is a very talented young player who is still very young in the American soccer system. He had 1 year where he was a little overweight. There's no, I'm a fat guy. I feel like I can call out my own. Where he was a little overweight. People still call him fat. He's lost all that weight and put on muscle. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But he's a kid.
Yeah.
Like he's an 18-year-old kid.
He's a teenager.
How much weight did you put on year to year when you were a teenager?
Yeah.
Like pump the brakes on these kids.
Well, that's what I meant. That's what I mentioned earlier. Like a lot of these 17-year-old kids, 18-year-old kids, they're gonna be smaller. Like
Yeah.
they're not gonna
It'll
be.
take time.
They're not gonna be your Cristiano 2% body fat, like 95% muscle. Like it's just not. It's not just how it is.
Absolutely. And look, and you can put muscle on, but he's very intelligent.
Yeah.
Very, very, very
Oh, yeah.
intelligent player. Of all the players on G2 that I saw last year, look the most composed.
Especially being so young.
Being young,
Yeah.
playing next to Jesus Vasquez was one of the more elder statesmen on the G2 team, but carried his own very, very well. Was always regularly impressed with him, and I think he's got a good future. To your point about he could make the organization a lot of money. This is more my feeling. I hope he's a lifer. Oh, I let him wreck. This is why I wanted AJ back, because I thought AJ, if as a squad cast listener, if you don't watch G2 regularly, you haven't seen Jalen regularly. My opinion of Jalen Neal, clearly smartest defender I've seen for the Galaxy since AJ De La Garza. Doesn't necessarily need to be that fast because he doesn't get in trouble to begin with. So you don't have to fix mistakes if you just stay out of trouble. You just do it right the first time.
Well, yeah, it's like that soccer IQ, like
A very intelligent player.
Yeah.
And I think moving him to the reserve league is a good move. I think that's going to take a little more time. Be patient, be calm, but work hard. I think if he just works hard, he will get a chance. And again, much like Adam Saldana, you're in the first team. It's a short. People gets called up. If just looking at how it is right now, people gets called up. A first teamer gets hurt or suspended. You're on the bench. You're right in there. He would be what the fourth center back right now.
Fourth probably.
He'd be the fourth center back behind Depew. I mean, that's an open cup. That's an open cup. You know what I mean? That's a poor run of form. That's a red card. That's an injury. You're right there. You're in the game. Get your mind right. Stay focused. Stay hungry. But I'm a huge fan of the kid. He wore 44 in G2. The only other player to wear 44 in Galaxy history is our man Daniel Steris, Galaxy 2 graduate, Galaxy vice captain. When he's on his game, smart defender, just not always the fastest. But most importantly, and if I can add one more little thing for everyone who's in our live chat right now, you may not know this, and I'm sorry if I'm going to embarrass you at all. I happen to know Jalen Neal's listening right now, so I reached out and I figured out who was Jalen Neal's favorite Galaxy player ever, and the answer I got back was AJ De La Garza.
Smart answer.
No, very smart answer. Again, a smart defender, smart kid.
And if you saw the picture of him with AJ, beautiful.
My heart.
See,
Jalen,
and you love those stories if you see like
thank you.
What they call them, mascots or whatever.
The mascots.
Mascots.
Yeah. He was a mascot for AJ, I think 2010 or 2011.
Yeah, I mean, and it's amazing to see like that, and then he's like, I'm a professional for the LA Galaxy now. It's amazing.
So I reached out to a good buddy of mine, AJ De La Garza, and I said, AJ, kid who was a mascot for you, just signed a professional contract for the club. Huge fan. Is there anything you'd like to say to him? And this is what my dear friend AJ said back. Thank you, Ben.
What's up, guys? AJ De La Garza here. Just want to give a shout out to Jalen Neal. I know this is a big dream and a bigger accomplishment for you, for your family, man. All the hard work starts now. Hopefully I'll see you on the pitch soon. And if there's anything I can help you with along the way, reach out, man. Good luck to you, man.
Thank you, AJ. Appreciate that. And thank you, Jalen. Like we hope,
Wish you the best, kid.
big and bright future for you, sir.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Well deserved.
Definitely.
So same question to you, Tuck. How long you think until we see him first team?
He isn't first team.
Like regular minutes?
He's on the first team, baby.
Regular minutes. I mean, he's in the first team. Let's get there.
Yeah.
You've completed the first step. Let's get your head down. Let's get some work done.
Well, look, I mean, people has got. This is last year. I'm assuming. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
And now you're talking about his teammate. Calm down.
Hey, look, it's a show. We talk about we talk
That's
about it all. But I mean, he's. I would say, yeah, give him this year with the reserves. Next year he'll be like your number 3.
And he's gonna soak up everything from Vanny and from
Just
Kalicman,
learn.
dude.
Yeah, just learn.
He's just gonna soak all that up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got 2
Amazing defenders.
amazing defenders as your head coach right now. Like, there's no better time for him to learn and, like you said, absorb.
Just
all
learn,
this.
kid.
Exactly.
Take it all in. You worked really, 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 really hard to get to this point. Soak it all in.
Alrighty. Next up, we're going to be talking about. Oh, I wanted to mention, by the way, this was posted on the Galaxy's rundown of like all these signings across the LA Galaxy first team. The Galaxy now have 13 players that have come through the club's developmental system: Jalen Neal, Efrain Alvarez, Julian Araujo, Nick Tapu, Cameron Dunbar, Kai Koruniak, Eric Lopez, Jonathan Perez, Adam Saldana, Daniel Steres, Didier Traore, Justin Bumsteak, and Ethan Zubak. 13 players on a roster comprised of 23 right now, 22. So more than half your players right now have come through your developmental system. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
That is pretty amazing.
I'm gonna throw a counterpoint at you though.
Okay.
And I'm doing this mainly because Tucker's not in the room.
Yeah. So
Because he's gonna like light me up when he gets
we're
back.
vamping. We're vamping.
Yeah.
We're
No,
vamping until Chris comes back.
He's gonna light me up. I guarantee you for
Okay.
this. But is that necessarily a good thing that so many have come through the development system?
Sure.
I mean,
Why not?
for a club with ambitions like the Galaxy, I mean, it's good that we have some players coming through the system. But don't you want to see them bring in the best players possible?
Here's
always?
the thing. This is one of the things I loved, and I loved what Klein said was our goal is to have 3 DPs and 8 players developed from the system. That'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. But how realistically feasible is that?
I mean, it's looking like it's more and more feasible, right? Half our players are now from the.
Yeah, I know, but
From
we'll see. But I mean,
It's obviously good, man. It's good to have these guys, and this is different from the past where you had an Alpha and you had those guys bringing out of necessity, bringing players when they were not good enough and not ready. But now you have guys being brought up where they're not going to be pushed into a situation right away. Where like, hey, I know you just played at G2 like 6 months ago, but we need you to start and play, 1,000 minutes now.
so let me throw this at you. Real quick. Who would you say is the biggest success that's come out of the system?
Ethan Zubak. I mean, again,
Zube.
It's,
Zube.
Hey,
There it
Zube.
is.
Steres?
You would say it's got to be Steres. I mean, you could argue Zardes. I mean, because he,
I mean,
he had a great.
technically, Zardes was a homegrown player. Technically.
Yeah, I mean, he spent what? Given the academy was new back then, so it wasn't entirely the Galaxy's fault. It was kind of the system and the way everything was.
Yeah. No, I would say, and I mean, people are gonna, have whatever their feelings on it, but yeah, probably Steres for sure would probably be the.
It would be the one you would mainly point to.
Yeah. I mean, he's been here 5 years now.
And what has his career really amounted to?
Starting position and has survived 4 coaches now, and still is the starting center back.
On
Good or bad. I mean,
teams that have done nothing, on teams that have won the wooden spoon,
true,
allowed the most goals in Galaxy history.
True, but that's not his. That's look, you play to your best ability, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's true. But this is
more
what I'm
of
saying.
That's more of a front office thing than I would blame, like the developmental system.
Yeah, I understand that.
Because you had Peter Vahenas as your academy director at one point, so
exactly, which is a little scary.
yeah, I would say.
Yeah,
so.
but that's what I'm saying. I mean, so you could look at it in a couple ways. I mean, maybe the Galaxy. I mean, we did lose some of our best players. I mean, that's undoubted. And you can go all the way back to Haji Wright and losing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The players that have left the academy, all the way through to the current crop of Mendez and Kobe and Uli. But I mean,
so you could say some of our most successful have been guys who have moved on to Europe.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you could say the academy has been a success, but just not for us.
Oh, yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, it has put our name out there, right? That we can develop players. Now, keeping them is a different story. But, I mean, I think that's what we're doing now, right? Like,
we're doing our best to keep them. I mean, signing them a little younger. So, I don't know. So, I guess my biggest question to you, what the hell's Tucker doing?
I think Chris he got lost. He got lost in Ben's backyard.
Which one of these do you think has the greatest chance to succeed?
Out of the ones we just signed, or just in general?
I mean, look over I'll even say the last 18 months. You know, throwing the crop from last year, the Koriniaks, and
I think with Kai, it's a little early. I mean, he has played such few minutes for the first team. Yeah, he did score in his debut in like the first minute of his debut. I'm pretty high on him too. I think he can definitely, grow into a player that could be effective. Especially, I don't see him as like a starter, but for sure coming off the bench as like a super sub. I think he can. That's definitely could be his role. Jalen Neal, for sure. I'm very high on Jalen. I think he has a very high ceiling. I think he's definitely going to be.
I think he's definitely got the highest ceiling.
Yes, I think for sure.
If you look at all of them and you say who has the chance to be a superstar, I think Jalen is the first one that comes to mind.
I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, the kid was 16, I think, when he started in G2. So I mean, we've watched him, this whole season, and he's definitely been one of the standout players in a team. Playing again, we emphasize it's a group of kids, teenagers playing against grown men in it's USL, so it's going to be a tougher league than they're used to back in the academies, So for a 16, 17-year-old kid to thrive in that situation, I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and if you saw him play at G2 last year, you saw how composed he was. I mean, it's for a teenager playing against grown men.
That's what we mentioned.
He's beyond his years. Like I said, I think Dunbar has a really high ceiling also, but I mean, I think Jalen Neal, like I said, Jalen Neal could make the Galaxy easily 10 million at some point.
You get lost?
Oh my God, I just died. Hello? Hey, am I here?
Yeah, you're here. You're back to Earth.
You get eaten by a possum or anything?
I got Charlie horses in both of my hamstrings for however long I was going.
We were worried. We're like, I think you got lost in your backyard, Ben.
For whatever amount of time that I just disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even remember what we're talking about.
We were talking about the highest ceiling for these kids.
Ooh. Oh yeah, Dunbar. Again, it's.
I love that kid.
It's so little data to go off of, right? Like we had him play 60 minutes in the MLS's back tournament, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
You have Kai Koriniak, who played 30 minutes in the entire season. Yeah, he scored that one goal in his debut, but that's kind of your limited data on how those guys are going to play in MLS. So it's hard to say who's going to have the high ceiling. But I definitely think Jalen Neal.
What are we doing, lightning round?
Going on the information that we've seen with G2 and all these players, I think Jalen Neal, just his ceiling appears, at least to me, to be well above all the other homegrowns that we've seen.
And I think the path to the first team is going to be a lot easier as a defender than it would be as a center midfielder or a striker or a winger.
Well, the one place where it's a benefit is like we've talked about it on here before. Historically, homegrowns thrive in defense for us because most of the quote flashy marketing signings we make are all in attack, and so we're going to play the guys in attack. And when those guys are off, we're going to play hopefully the number 2 that we signed to back them up. So if you're a kid coming through and you're an academy player, usually in attack it doesn't really work out. Look at Ariel Lassiter was great, McBean was great, Zubak was great. There's still time for him to kind of figure it out, but Zubak was good in G2. But once they go to make that progression up to the first team, they're stopped by Robbie Keane, they're stopped by Giovanni Dos Santos and Giassi.
And that's what I mentioned. Like
Bottle.
Your path to success in the first team is definitely as a defender.
It's much easier.
Yeah.
Steris, Araujo, what's the other guy?
Depew.
Romney, Depew. If you're looking successfully to transition to the first team of work, it tends to work out better if you're
for defenders. Yeah, for sure. No, because Ben was asking, and we were waiting for you to come back and trash him. Because, like, how successful are these Galaxy 2 signings going to be?
It's infinitely too early to say that. It is ridiculously too early. They were all good enough. Look, they played as young men. They played as, I don't want to say boys, but they played as young men in the system, playing for a team that plays teenagers playing against grown men, and they stood out and thrived at that level. Each one that's getting a contract, and there's a rumor of one more, but I don't want to blow up his spot before he gets to enjoy it.
You might see something about it tomorrow.
If you're looking at the pattern of things,
Yeah.
congratulations. But you're looking at guys who stood out at that level on a group of kids who were all being asked to play above their level. Yeah. Them moving up to a reserve league is a fair jump, gives them an opportunity to get brought in if it works out, if circumstances match up, and if it doesn't, they're still playing every week.
There you go. So suck it, Ben.
I don't know what he said, but he's wrong.
Yeah, he's wrong. All right, moving on.
I'm so glad my hamstrings work again. This is why I don't work out. It's terrible.
Well, are you not drinking enough water, sir?
I drink a lot of water. Today was day 4 in a row. So and I've been doing a lot of hamstring stuff. So I think that's the longest they've dangled from something. And my body was just like, no.
Must.
Also, I'm wearing, if you're looking on YouTube, I'm wearing that beautiful Riot Squadcast hockey jersey.
Shout out to Travis, who was jealous of the hockey jerseys. You know, Andrew, they're getting a lot of hype, dude. If you want to pull out another run, you know.
A long time ago, we had designed I think it was the way the New York Rangers were designed in 2010, where it was like Rangers across the front, where I was going to say like Riot Squad and coming down across the front. It would have been all black one.
I definitely have some designs that I made.
Yeah, that would have been badass. You guys should do that again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Andrew, you guys should do that.
Whoever's I guess you're not in charge of it anymore. Oh my God. I got used to just being like, Ed, you should do this.
Yeah, we'll do this. Hey, Ben, let's do a Squadcast hockey jersey. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Ben's not going to make it happen.
Ben, make it happen. Put it on the card.
You know, producers, they're supposed to produce stuff, but, that's how that works. You turn on his mic, say something, and he's not going to say anything. No. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk some player rumors. Let's talk some player rumors. The big one. You know who he's talking about. Quincy Amarikwa. That's what we're talking about right now.
MLS legend.
MLS
Quincy
legend. He's been on like 10 different MLS teams. So this started because he started following Galaxy History and DTK. So Galaxy History posted.
You mean just like Dan Kalishman did?
So currently is without a club. He was last with Las Vegas Lights. Ton of MLS experience. Can play both forward and both wings, left and right. He is former San Jose Trash and has like this whole like line of I'm in your head like brand that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. He made $70K with DC in 2019, so very cheap.
Wow.
Almost like league minimum. So he's not going to cost you a ton. I argued with this with people online. He's not going to be your starter. He's MLS depth at best. Oh, you're showing off your
my challenge coin.
Your challenge coin. He'd be your depth at best. He's not going to start for you.
That's good. That's perfect. That's ideal, actually.
Yeah.
As a guy who's played in the league, knows the league. I don't know much about Quincy Amarikwa. I can't speak anything positively on him. I haven't heard his name positively in years.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's fine, but I haven't heard anything positive about him.
Have you ever heard anything positive about him?
Well, there was a time he was one of those MLS guys, like a Patrick Niarco, someone who just like always kind of scored.
His name was mentioned every so often, so you knew the name.
You knew him.
He was San Jose Trash, so I mean, like...
How good could he be?
Yeah.
But he fits the profile as far as an MLS guy who knows the league and can score goals in Major League Soccer and is not going to demand starting because that's not going to be an option here. I think it's one of those things that makes sense because it happens to fit all the specific parameters we're looking for. Not necessarily it makes sense and it's someone we should go after.
Sort of local, Bakersfield?
Yeah. I think yeah. Sure. There's a lot of people.
Hey, don't alienate people who are from Bakersfield, man.
Bakersfield. Sorry.
Wow.
Hopefully they're gone. What? No. What? Well, hold on. I will stand by my feelings on Bakersfield. Bakersfield is the worst part of California.
Is it though?
Yes.
I disagree.
What?
Fresno is the worst part of California.
Have you ever gone? Have you been to Bakersfield?
I've been to Bakersfield.
Have you ever stopped?
Okay,
have you ever stopped at a place in Bakersfield?
Yes.
Have you ever met a person who looked like they wanted any aspect of their life to continue for one more day in the entire quotes city of Bakersfield?
Look, Ben's just a big fan of corn. All right, corn, not the food corn.
No, he's one of those lot lizards in Bakersfield.
There's an ice cream shop in Bakersfield.
That's a euphemism.
Of course,
that's 100% a euphemism.
You fat man.
No, it's like a famous ice cream shop. I forget the name of it, but if you Google ice cream shop Bakersfield, it'll come up. Anyways, Stockton, Fresno, worse than Bakersfield.
Yeah, but that's just when you moved into the general wasteland that is Northern California.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's like Fallout.
Anyways, Quincy Amarikwa, what do you guys think? Good signing, depth.
I would like to think we can do better than that. I mean, it would sound like Vanny is kind of scraping at if we signed Quincy Amarikwa, my feelings on 2021 would be like the year is a scrap. They're waiting to get to 2022, and that's when they're going to do some building. So it's not to say that it's not going to happen, but if it happens, it's going to be telling for the direction that we plan on this year going. Where so far you would be justified in saying that the signings have been less than energizing.
Yeah.
So he started in the league in 2009. How many goals do you think he scored?
I saw it up.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw.
He started in 2009?
Yeah.
68.
Not even close.
26 or something
26.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, it's not and I argued this too. It's
like
not.
He's San Jose trash.
It's not a great signing by any means.
I wouldn't
by
say it's a
any
good
means.
signing.
You should be angry then. If we were to sign a Quincy Amarikwa, you should be angry then that we had Ariel Lassiter in the system and Houston paid to sign him. And you could have had better than him by just holding on to this guy.
At most, on like a level.
I mean, the numbers he had, if you play Ethan Zubak in Major League Soccer for 11 years, you're going to have more than 28 goals, 26 goals, whatever it was. Like, you've got better than Quincy Amarikwa right now.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right.
Is Quincy Amarikwa going to cost an international spot?
No.
Is he an American, really?
Bakersfield.
He's
We
from Bakersfield.
just had this conversation.
Again, Andrew's freaking out right now.
Don't even know where fucking Bakersfield is.
Bakersfield?
You were just talking about Bakersfield's armpit of fucking California. I know you don't know where Bakersfield is.
Have you ever been to Bell, bro? Oh my goodness. So we're sour on the Quincy Amarikwa signing. Is that what I'm?
I think it's thumbs down.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's a cheap option.
Real quick, he must be working tonight. I mean, he hasn't called at all.
I don't talk like that. Well, now I'm making him sound like the guy from what's that movie called where he's dancing all weird?
The
Vote Pedro movie.
Yeah, and I get you.
I forget what it's called.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah.
I didn't find that funny. I never understood what people were into that movie.
Dude, Matt, don't defend your brother, okay? He always just shits on you.
You know what would make me happy? I want Matt and Andrew to get together every week and do like a 2-minute audio clip.
A reactionary video.
No, just teaching us something about geography somewhere in the world. Where we just get like us and the listenership just get to learn a lesson about geography.
I would watch it.
I mean, it's an audio clip that every week at some point in the show, like probably when we finish Galaxy News or something, we just take a break.
We just drop it in.
Yeah, well, we mute. Yeah, we mute. We get something to drink. We get to take a break, and then it's Matt and Andrew just teach us about they have to find some like interesting fact in the world and just teach us about a place. And be
first of all, teach us about King of Prussia.
Yeah, they video that. We'll put it on every week. If they send me the video of that,
I want audio to put in because we're going to get more people who download it than watch it. But like I want to share Matt and Andrew's genius mind when it comes to geography.
I'm down with that.
And that sounds like I'm bullshitting, but I literally want to hear Matt. I want to be able to hear Matt in my ears talking to me about geography as I fall asleep.
You just got to watch his Instagram stories.
Bro, I love it. I don't miss an episode. I love it.
Anyways. Denise pointed that out to him.
There's like 6 people who get that joke.
Denise pointed that out to him that he says anyway, like one of her people. Or one of my people too.
Hey, I'm not talking anymore.
From the community Americans.
There you go.
He says anyways. And he draws his eyebrows like a 90-degree angle. He's like
again, there's like 6 people who get this.
That's fine. All right, moving on.
Anyways.
Being all serious, the real big rumor is the one that's been there's really not been any credible news sources on this. It's just been a lot of speculation. Is giovinco coming and playing for the Galaxy?
Yeah.
I think it was kind of started by the Straight from the Stands guys.
Was it?
Was it was like, hey, we're gonna have a big signing. Yeah. Everyone knows it.
At center attacking mid.
Center attacking mid. Yeah. So then that led to everyone's like, oh, it's got to be giovinco.
Yeah.
Like everyone just like leaped to that.
I will admit, like I'm in winter semester. I'm not listening to any of the Galaxy podcasts. No disrespect to anybody. So I don't know if on their show they've said giovinco specifically. But yeah, they definitely said there's a link. There's a direct link the Galaxy have to Straight from the Stands. Follow them on the Twitters and download them if you don't.
Yeah, subscribe to the podcast, of course, man. Support your
G's together. They said there's a cam in the works that the Galaxy are linked to. I didn't see them specifically say giovinco. I don't know if I was missing something. I've seen it literally everywhere else.
I still don't think they're the ones who claimed giovinco, but everyone just kind of leaped to that because of Vanny and his history with giovinco.
Yeah. Okay. Which is fine. Again, that's okay. I don't. Are you for it? What do you think? You tell me.
I'm okay if it's a TAM. Like I'm definitely down if it's a TAM deal. I know he's 34.
He's 33. He's gonna be 34 very soon.
I'm okay with it. I mean, yeah, he's been in Saudi Arabia for 2 years. It's still probably an MLS level of caliber. You say no, Ben.
I know nothing of that.
I know. I have no idea.
Absolutely nothing.
Him coming as a DP would be terrible, and I think that is a very, very bad idea. But
his birthday's in 6 days. He'll be 34 in 6 days.
And I think that Vanny and them are not gonna, especially DTK and Klein are not gonna shoot their load on their last chance at keeping their jobs
on a 33-year-old.
Yeah.
I also think that the way Vanny talked about this being a project and something he wants to work on, it's not something that he's just going to bring a bunch of old guys into. He wants to build something, and just getting a guy like giovinco, that's not really building anything.
Well, you also have to. He's probably gotten. Excuse me. He's probably gotten the word from higher ups like, you got to make Chicharito look good. So go find a guy who's going to give him the ball and put him in places.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
where he succeeds.
I'm sure he wouldn't have even been hired if that wasn't the case. You know.
Well, he has to know it, and I think a lot of people. I'm trying to parse my words here because I'm not trying to upset anybody. Emotions on giovinco seem to run through the roof. It's not. TAM seems like a lot. I think TAM is a lot for a 33-year-old that you're signing on. I imagine at least a 2-year contract. Yeah. Why else would he move? So. He move all the way from Saudi Arabia, assuming he lives there all year round. And I assume it's 33 just seems really, really old for, as Ben says, for a project you're building. And I don't understand the rumor. I've tried finding the source of the rumor. So like, I read an article and see who they source, and then I go find that place and read their article to see who they source. It's circular.
Yeah.
Like it's 2 or 3 guys who keep quoting each other as the source of giovinco to the Galaxy. So I'm not sure what the link is. I asked a buddy of mine who works with the Galaxy and put it pretty in a way that I can very clearly understand. Seems like starting 2 guys with a collective age of 65 is a bad idea. I think it says it enough for me. I'm sure he can contribute to some level.
Yeah, see, I don't really subscribe to that thought because we had guys like Beckham and Keane who were starting together, and they were both in the mid 30s.
Yeah, but you rocked with but one was David Beckham and the other was Robbie
exactly.
Keane.
I know, but I'm saying I don't subscribe to like, oh, they're 65 the combined age. Like I don't.
But you don't think the average player who's not a Robbie Keane or a David Beckham, if there were a couple of them averaging the age of 65, you wouldn't be concerned. If the average age of Edson Buttle and Alan Gordon in a 4-4-2 wouldn't concern you.
It's different.
I think that's more to the point.
Yeah.
Like one guy you already had a fitness issue going into last year with, was a guaranteed substitution every single game, has never played 3,300 minutes a season in his life. Is the workload on him is going to be an issue. There's no 2 ways about that. The other guy who is your guy shouldn't be 34 years old if it's avoidable. If it ends up being Giovinco, good. I liked him in Toronto. He was phenomenal. I would hope you can get out of purchasing a 34-year-old for less than TAM, because that you shouldn't, you don't want to constrict your ability to bring somebody in because you're committed to a 34-year-old player who might work out. He had 14 goals and 70 appearances for Al Hilal, the team in Saudi Arabia he plays for. Not outstanding. See, at 17 assists in those 70 matches too. Again, not outstanding. I don't know if the link is legitimate. I know he has started and played the majority of the minutes of their last 3 games. So it reads like it's probably not happening, because you wouldn't want to work that guy down if they're looking to move him on.
And especially when there's like zero source.
Zero credible links.
Zero
credible links.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but if it happens, yay, I'm happy for everyone.
So people are asking, who do you think we bring in as a cam? Or is there any
I have no idea.
Any possibilities of like realistic?
I have no clue. I have no idea. I was thinking this the other day. I enjoy not knowing. I wish I knew. I do. Like, I haven't had this itch for a while with the Galaxy of like not knowing something. And usually it's like, oh, what is this? And then I ask somebody and I get an answer. I don't know. I had no idea. Who do you think we're getting?
I think we're going to be playing legit.
Legit at Cam, baby. Let's roll.
I think that's happening.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So, Ben, do you want to hit us with those lightning round questions, sir?
You got to be open to saying you don't know something. There's a lot of people talk out of their heads. Just say you don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know a lot of shit. It makes my life amazing.
Pew, pew, pew. Yeah.
I don't have earbuds.
I have no idea. I don't know. I think there's been a big debate about legit at Cam versus right wing, but
worked his ass off last year.
Yeah.
In a season where people often complained about people being lazy and not running the ball down, Sebastian Lletget worked his ass off at Cam.
Yeah, we'll see. It's still early.
Pew, pew, pew.
We have like 8 more roster spots to fill, so.
Yeah, 7.
7
soon.
after tomorrow, or 7 today.
All right, so just a little FYI, if you are looking to add lightning round questions, go to our Instagram.
Or Twitter.
But
we literally get messages on Twitter. Is Ben going to read the lightning round questions from Twitter?
The answer is probably no. Go to Instagram.
Even though we send them the leak every time.
Every single week.
Really?
Yes, it's in the Discord right now.
I'm gonna look.
That's the reason I post it. Oh my god.
Uncle Dishwasher wants to know which is more likely next season: Hernandez gets 20 goals, or the G's reach the Western Conference Final.
Hernandez gets 20.
What's more? Realistic?
Hernandez gets 20.
More likely.
Oh fuck. Neither.
More likely, Hernandez gets 20.
Oh yeah.
Because he can have a great season and we could still have defensive problems. And a Western Conference Final, I mean, 2 teams make it there. There's a lot of teams in the West. It's conceivable. Hernandez. I mean, look, Gio scored what 11 goals in a couple weeks, and that padded the entirety of his season. It's entirely possible. It's unlikely, but it's pretty unlikely we're gonna make the Western Conference Final too.
that is true. Yeah. Okay. I'll agree to that. He hasn't even signed into his Twitter yet.
Salgado DCI is asking.
Wait, like his
curious.
username wasn't logged in?
Do you see it right here?
When can the Briggs play live again?
When you take your vaccine.
Yeah.
I want a vaccine so bad.
I think my wife works for a school in Linwood. I think she's gonna get one pretty soon.
Oh, that's not bad. Good for her.
I told her I'm probably the last one to get one because I'm like not essential. And
I'm useless.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
That is I've not heard a truer truth.
So in my house,
it is not essential.
My wife works for a school. Her mom is, which sucks because she's 73, so she doesn't qualify for the 75 and older vaccine. So it's like but she'll probably be before I am.
She'll be in the next one.
Yeah.
Vaccines.
I'm essential, Ben.
I'm
a podcaster. Look.
To Eric Garcetti.
Eric Garcetti said podcasters are essential workers. So damn it, I am essential.
There you go.
I'm king. I am beautiful. And damn it, I'm worth it.
You're an American.
I get the feeling these are the things he says in a mirror every morning.
Hey, you do what works.
Hey, man.
You get the job done.
Yes.
Outsider wants to know. He says, "Happy Cheech-aversary. Favorite Cheetah moment so far."
Cheetah.
My favorite. What's your favorite Chicharito moment? I'm gonna call him just because this is Cheech-aversary. I'm gonna call him. Can we call this episode Cheech-aversary?
There's so many.
There's a lot.
There's so many. My favorite probably was like the novella that was happening about him and his child being fathered by his life coach.
Oh, that dude, what are you doing?
Look, I'm not putting shit out there. That's what was happening.
And I watched the highlights for this the other day.
Of his.
No, I try to avoid all that.
Of his life partner.
Yeah, I try to avoid that Hindenburg. Bless us to my man Prince Chicharito. Mine would be the San Jose game where Joe Corona goes in on that hard tackle and he gets pushed by the player, and he pushes the dude's head into the ground, and then like Chris Wondolowski gets involved in it. There's a big dust up, and like Javier Hernandez literally, if you watch the highlights back, it's awesome. He jumps in the fight and he looks for literally anyone to fight.
Oh yeah,
he just wants to be involved. He just wants to be a team player so bad. Like that should have been the moment my heart melted for him and been like, all right, he's all right. But he's like, you want to go? Who wants to go? You want to go? Anybody want to go with me?
That's the reaction of a man who's got some shit going on in his life.
There's something
going on in his life.
There's something trapped in the closet.
You know what? I've been in the moment where I'm like, some shit's going on. Something pops up. I'm like, let's do it. Let's pop off.
Yeah. I mean, I think, and I'm not excusing this. I'm not saying it's okay. I think it happens around the world where guys are in relationships and they're like, I can't hit her. She's a woman. I will never hit her. I'm gonna bust your ass though. I'm gonna fuck you up on some way less offensive shit that I probably could deal with by talking to you. But I'm not gonna go to a therapist and I can't hit her. So I gotta beat the fuck out of you.
He bumped into you in the bar. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. And you're like, dude, what the fuck?
You smudge my feelers, man. You gotta die. Like I think that was the Chicharito most. That was my favorite.
All right.
Chicha.
Chris.
And his incoming Chicha hat trick for next year.
Happy Chicha-versary, man.
Thank you. I didn't even know it was a Chicha-versary.
I feel like we should have bought something for each other.
Today was a pretty big day.
Yeah.
Today was a really big day for everyone. Because it was the day, of course, finally, that it was the anniversary of when we signed Javier Hernandez. Yeah. So
I feel like this day should be celebrated every like 4 years.
Good day for America. When his contract expires.
I think that the gift you give on the first Chicha-versary is a calf injury.
Yeah, well, I got 2.
No, I feel like it's a premium Twitch account.
Does that work for you?
Maybe, yeah.
Premium Twitch account is like the first anniversary.
Premium Twitch.
The first Chicha-versary?
Yeah, first Chicha-versary.
Ron Hurd on Twitter wants to know, is Kinnear still on the coaching staff?
I don't think so.
I don't.
I can imagine that dude stays, man.
I have to assume he's gonna try to look for something.
You gotta move on.
Maybe get a USL job, man. He should be coaching.
So, yeah, what about coaching? Yeah, with the
reserve
G2,
team. Keep him away from reserve team. I'd take that. Oh? I would take that.
Okay.
If Kalisman wants to keep, if Vanny wants to keep Kalisman as his number 2, standing next to him at the game, you can keep Kinnear on coaching the reserves. Keep Junior Gonzalez on coaching at the. Oh my God, there's so much galaxy.
I can get behind that.
There's so much galaxy, Ed. It's gonna be beautiful. God, I hope they're all. Imagine a week where all 3 of them win. Like what that's gonna be like.
I would just be like, hey, I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna rent a hotel next to the stadium, and I'm just gonna go to the games all weekend.
Yeah. That's a dream. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Let's go.
There you go.
Fight Everyone on Twitter wants to know, why has Augustine Williams not been signed yet?
He is an
international.
To the best of our knowledge, he is an international and does not hold a green card, which means he would be our second/third forward, but would be holding an international spot, and it's just not worth it. We tend to try to use international spots on starters.
Yeah.
It's very important. We have 4 left. So if we signed Augustine Williams to the first team, we would be down to 3. We still need to sign 2 wingers and probably a starting midfielder, maybe another defender. We still got a lot to do before we can sit on an extra INT spot to toss at Augustine. If he can get a green card, or if he has a green card, that makes it a whole lot easier. But him potentially being an international would be a pretty good reason why that's not going to happen.
David Howard on Twitter, should the Galaxy go to a 2-striker formation in order to utilize Chicharito?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, please.
And
Chris has explained this plenty of times where he thrives better in a 2-man system.
Either big or fast. Both are cool. But it's leaving him up there by himself. He's not Zlatan. He's not going to make. Look at the 2 goals he scored last year. He's not going to make miracles out of nothing. He's going to need service. He's either going to need someone to soak up a lot of the attack, someone running next to him to split to pull a lot of the defenses like Pavone did, which he's going to be missing, which was originally the plan, as well with Katai on the other side. Someone to pull defenders away from Hernandez to give him one-on-one opportunities or maybe even one-on-two opportunities, and find these areas for goals. You got to give him some help. We can't keep playing him the way we are.
And what are your thoughts on the Pavone allegations?
I know you talked about that.
We kind of talked about that last week.
Yeah, I guess.
But some new information has come out, hasn't it?
I guess there's some stuff that keeps leading people to believe she may not be above board.
It sounds like it was his brother that she might have hooked up with.
But then somebody else came back and was
something.
like, "No, this is the person in the allegation. Like it is Christian." But she posted a picture with like
Some
other dude who I guess looks just like
who looks
Christian's
like
brother.
him.
I don't know.
It's straight up like telenovela.
I wish everybody peace and healing. I hope it gets figured out. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, it's done. Move on.
I can see why he wouldn't be thrilled to go back to Boca Juniors if whether it's a truthful allegation or whether she is, spun off and making up shit about him. Like I could see why he's like, I'm going to hang out in my hometown. I don't really want to deal with any of that.
And then he's like got a quote unquote injury, but it's like,
you see, Boca denied him surgery. He was supposed to get a surgery, and Boca Juniors said no, he can't get it because they think he I guess they're in charge of that, and they think he's trying to pressure them into a move, and it's all a nightmare. Man.
Just move on.
I wish everybody the best. Wish him healing. Wish it all works out.
Yeah.
Hey, Soyun Guerrero says,
Try that
let
again?
me get a shout out to Barcelona.
No. Let me you just pronounce the name again.
So
Chris, talk in the mic.
Chris.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have him say the name again.
Hey, Benny, what was that name?
Soyun Guerrero.
Soy un Guerrero, right?
Yeah.
Did I say I did it with the R's, right?
So
thanks.
Chris did it so much better. It's fine. I'll just yell. Until he turns the mic back on.
Apparently, I did it better than Ben.
Yeah, he definitely did it better than
he wants a shout out to
What's wrong with
Barcelona, and then
It's cool, man. I just keep yelling.
what was it? How long do you think he'll actually yell
I'll
for?
keep yelling. I mean, if that's what you want me to do, because you want to turn my mic back on.
So let's see.
So I'll just keep yelling until
So-
you turn my mic back on. If that's
Tucker.
what you want to do, Ben.
Tucker,
I ain't saying nothing.
Non-Servium 8 wants to know what stadium upgrades would you like to see?
Bro, there's somebody in the live chat dropping Bible verses. We plant, he grows. Oh man, what was the question? Sorry.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Stadium upgrades.
I think we
What would you
answered
like
this
to?
last
What
week.
would you like to see? Not like what do you think is coming? What would you
okay.
if you had it your way? What would you like to see?
I think we mentioned last week a roof on top of GA.
A little bit of a roof, yeah. Give
That'd
him
be
some
nice.
shade. Some shade, bounce those acoustics back.
Yeah.
What else could I do? I would like
Would you change the seats and do like that whole thing, like everyone?
I would like
calls
painted
yeah.
seats all the way around, yeah.
Change the green.
I would like painted. I've wanted painted seats all around since Chivas USA left. Yeah, that would be nice. Some more easily accessible entrances. I like that they've expanded them over the years and made it a little bit easier to get into. That's the thing. Like overall, sitting in Lars, like I'm pretty happy. Like I don't need much. I like that they got radios in the bathrooms so that you can hear the game now because they didn't used to have that.
I would like what they do at other stadiums where they like bring the beer down into the stands. I'm not even a beer drinker anymore, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You see it like other stadiums.
Oh yeah. Wait, they don't have a beer salesman that walks in.
I don't think so.
I
I
don't
thought
think
they
so.
used to.
I think they did at one point. Like they might have tried it, and I think I was like,
They could put in a
Maybe.
keg stand for Lars. That'd be nice.
I like that.
Just like a big full keg next to our capo stand.
Yeah.
And then throughout the course of the game, you can kind of funnel in. Everybody's got a vaccine. It's very, very healthy. And you can just kind of funnel in and
Just waterfall it, man.
water.
Like
Yeah,
we do
water.
in-
Look,
like
come
we do
on.
in the hood, dude.
We got cups. We're civil out here.
Yeah.
We're civil. So yeah, I think that'd be good. And if somebody like goes down to get a beer, they got to pull their challenge coin, and that's how we know they're down, and they can get a beer. And if you go down to get a beer and somebody says, "Yo, pull out your challenge coin," and you don't have your challenge coin, then you have to drink 5 beers.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a great plan.
Sure.
Keg stand, 2022.
There you go. Dispensary inside the Galaxy Stadium.
Let's go! Let's go, baby!
All right, Benjamin.
That's just a bad idea.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a good idea.
Galaxy score a goal. Everybody's like, "Yay!"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, it's awesome. Oh,
Everyone would be in the concessions line, man.
Oh yeah,
Like the whole
dude, they'd
second
make
half,
dumb
everyone in the
money. They
concession
would
lines.
make dumb money.
You
in concessions.
gotta get a little stoned to the Galaxy game and get some of those cookies in that.
Oh, dude,
the
that line
jar
is
of cookies?
that line is brutal, but it is worth it, man.
So good.
So me and Denise one time, it was after the game.
Yeah, me and Denise talked. Sure it was.
No, for real. So we're like, oh man, cookie sounds really good. So we went up to them and like, oh, we're closing up for the night, but here. Then they gave us like a bucket of the cookies.
Wow.
And we're like, you're the fucking best.
That would have been a top 10 day of my life.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty.
It's
amazing.
like meeting my wife and then like cookies like right there.
Oh, Denise was over it. Okay. Yeah. Well,
Well, fair enough. I mean,
yeah, sure.
She's listening.
those cookies are good.
Well, then, yeah, she definitely was there.
I do love those cookies.
They're so good. I
They're
want
so
them
good.
now.
I know.
We'll get to the Biggest Loser update in a little bit. Glenn Twans 121 says, still missing a few signings. What do you think? Do you think we have finally solved the equation of young guns and vets?
I think the MLS Reserve League kind of solved that problem. So it's not so much balancing how many young guns you have versus how many vets you have. Are we maximizing everyone's time and minutes? Bringing up you brought up Cameron Dunbar last year, and it would have been a great benefit. It is a great benefit for him to have spent a year in the first team in the locker room with the guys, professionals.
Yeah.
He's going to evolve as a player. He's going to evolve as a man, being around other men in a working environment every week. But he didn't get to play soccer. Like, he wasted a year of soccer in this kid's career. The Reserve League is going to sort that out. You're going to have a level of more experienced guys who start in MLS every week, and then your young guys are going to get active minutes in your reserve team. And we still may end up seeing some of those young kids get a full year loan back down to G2. Wouldn't be surprised if Cameron Dunbar ended up at G2. Wouldn't be surprised if Kai Koreniuk maybe ended up at G2. He might play at left wing on the reserve, but you could conceivably see him go down. There's a couple dudes, I hope it doesn't happen, but Neil or Fracranis, one of the two may end up back at G2 for the year. There's a lot of options for how you can move some of these guys. Traore probably going to end up back at G2 because it costs us back. It's not so much what is the balance. It's just, is there enough spots for everyone? And the Reserve League fixes that to a pretty big degree.
And I think too, like, you're gonna have a bunch of people in the G2 who are gonna be pushing. So you'll see.
Well, if you look at the position that we have the most depth, it's left back. We brought in a left back last year. We replaced that left back this year. We have Danilo Acosta to back up. We have Didi Traore to back up. And then we have Mauricio Cuevas, probably the hottest prospect we have in G2, playing in the same position. It's about making sure everyone gets to play because that's how they keep developing.
All right, Toon LA Old Guard asks a bunch of questions we already answered about Giovinco. The one thing he does ask, how does a foreign player DP versus a domestic compare?
What's the question?
Well,
like comparing
domestics are cheaper.
Well, no, I'm also like a domestic DP. I mean, I couldn't imagine any domestic player being a DP. Like
Christian Pulisic.
Well, I mean, that's a realistic get.
In the world right now?
Matthew Hoppe.
Yeah. I would wonder if Matt Miazga, if he came back, he would want DP money.
I don't think anyone's good to give him that, but
yeah, I mean, given the center back DP monies.
Omar Gonzalez, Yella Von Dam. Sorry,
he's domestic now.
Well, Omar was. Well, I was just thinking about DP center backs.
Yeah,
Rafa Marquez, Alessandro Nesta, I think. Sorry, what's the difference between foreigners and domestics? We're only allowed 8 foreigners.
But DPs.
For DPs?
Yeah, like I said,
I mean, there is no realistic domestic DP.
I don't think you don't get a financial break.
Is the question, like, are there realistic DP candidates, or what's the difference between an American DP?
like basically he's asking, is there a domestic DP that we could do, or a domestic player that would be a DP?
That's we could possible sign for us?
That's realistic.
Wasn't it the reason why he's not coming back to MLS is he's asking more money was your boy at Newcastle?
DeAndre Edlin?
Yeah.
He's not coming back to Major League Soccer because he's fucking trash.
But like he was asking for too much, but he was going to become a DP.
Yeah,
if he came back.
He's 27 years old coming back from the Premier League. Played at 3 Premier League clubs because he was at Tottenham, Newcastle, and Sunderland before they got relegated. Twice down to League One. Sons of bitches. Yeah, and he's still young enough to try to make Europe work for him. But
he's 27 only.
He's 27. Yeah, but he got started. Remember when he got started with Seattle? He had the crazy funky hair and would do different dumbass haircuts every year. You know, he's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But he's put a lot of miles on those legs, and he's not outstanding by any stretch of the imagination. But the only way he's going to come back here is DP money. Luckily, we don't need a right back, so not much of an issue.
And the question of the week goes to Zerk18.
Ooh, I like this.
Wait. Is that the last one you're going to do?
Yeah.
No, we're not. Hold on.
Good.
Because we're going to do RJ's question.
Get him, Ben.
We're going to do RJ's question from last week, which we had in the Discord.
Oh, well done.
All right, in the disc. All right. Good.
So it's he asked last week, you know, and then we saved it because it was actually a good question. He says, if you could pick one player in Galaxy history from each position, the forward, midfield, defender, goalie, who would you pick to help this team?
The way we're built so far?
I mean, you want to put your own caveats on it, like we try to do every week.
I'll take Kevin Hartman for some locker room leadership, which I think is pretty needed right now. At goalkeeper. In defense, I will take. Ooh, God.
I think you already have you guys on here right now.
We could use a year 1 yellow.
You got the Greg Vannies, the Kalishmans.
I want my team back together. I would take a year 1 yellow. I think we really could use that one guy who you just trust, and we don't really have that on the back line at all. In center mid, or in midfield, I'll do midfield as a whole. Midfield, I would love to get. It's easy, but I would love to get Alessandrini back, like a good a proper right winger can cut inside. And if you can get him on Tam, then I still got a DP spot for Pavon. I'm trying to make this actually work in my head. And then up top, it's got to be Zlatan.
It has to be.
It's got to be Zlatan.
It's got to be.
Even if I'm trying to make it work with Chicho, Javier Hernandez would score 90 bajillion goals if he was playing with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Just for every time Zlatan shot the ball and it didn't immediately go in. Like, that's where he should be.
I feel like Zlatan would hit him off of Chicharito, and then they would score in the goal.
Good. Look, 12-5. Whatever gets my 12 goals on that 12-5, Ed. Let's make it work.
All right, Ben. What's the last question?
Ed, you didn't give yours.
Oh, I don't care. Move on.
You demanded the question be read.
Because a lot of them are, I agree with Chris. I mean, you can't not choose Zlatan on the top. I would probably say
Can't disagree with Chris.
It says history.
I
so
disagree with Chris.
I would say
yes. What Chris said.
I would say
What Chris
midfielder.
said.
I would love a
Chris
Landon.
said it. Chris said it.
You guys gotta understand.
Because Landon is a guy you can count as a forward or midfielder, and
He move around.
He's the last time, or not the last player, but he was the one who would go at a player, and there was few and far between him and now that we've had.
You know where else you can go with that, Landon? He's gonna understand being married to a woman who cheats on you with a very good friend.
He can guide Chicharito into
Chicharito and Landon Donovan up top.
He has hotels in Cambodia. He's like, hey, stay here.
This is where you go.
This is where you go to relax and just
get that mind right.
Exactly.
We gotta do some yoga.
There you go.
We're gonna eat an omelet with no egg whites. It's very peaceful. We have orange juice, very little pulp. We gotta have a little pulp. It's good for you, the vitamins, you understand, but very little. Man. It's not nothing that's gonna bother you. We have some very lean turkey sausage. You're gonna have a beautiful time. Cheech and Landon.
There you go.
Buddy cop movie, everyone. Not even a buddy cop movie. You ever see like First Wives Club? It's like that, but for Galaxy players who've been cheated
I feel
on.
like it's more of like a Stella got her groove back.
What? And they go to Cambodia?
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that movie. I feel like I would be on an FBI list for watching that movie. I mean, I want more of like let's send him to. I want to see Landon and Chicharito go to Vegas. That'd be all right.
Like a hangover situation, or we're talking like Fear and Loathing.
I don't even think it's true. I think they're both really.
I want to see a Fear and Loathing with Chicharito.
Chicharito, no. Take Landon out. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Let's stay 3 people in the car. One of them is Javier Hernandez. Through the history of the Galaxy, who are the other 2? That's going to give you the most Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas situation. Ben, you're on deck.
I want to say. Oh, I mean, it's got to be like something.
So you're going to pick 2 people.
Oh my God.
Gordo's got to be in there, dude.
Yeah.
Young Alan Gordon.
And Alan Gordon, yes.
I got one that shot to the top of my mind.
Who do you got?
Dima Kovalenko.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Dima Kovalenko.
He's like your bodyguard.
Yeah.
Like, he's still, like, down to party, but he's going to, like...
And if I wanted to do a hangover situation and toss a fourth in there, I got my car is Javier Hernandez driving. George, I'm just going to list this whole thing out for you. I got Javier Hernandez driving. I got Alan Gordon in the passenger seat. No. I got Alan Gordon driving. I got Javier Hernandez scared in the passenger seat. I got Dima Kovalenko right behind Javier Hernandez. And I got Frankie Hayduk in the corner behind Alan Gordon.
Gilbert with the young Gio as your
Yeah, I was gonna say
Gilbert.
If you're doing Fear and Loathing, I mean, you can't miss Saunders and you can't miss freaking Gio.
Those are some serious I may have to rethink this setup. Those are some serious wild cards.
Chicha, Saunders, and young Gio.
Chicha, Saunders, young Gio, and Kovalenko.
Yeah, you got to still have him in there.
God.
You got to have the muscle.
You wouldn't survive.
And someone's dying.
Chicharito. Chicharito is the one that is dying. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
Is he the one like in Hangover that they have to find
He's the
at
one
the end
that's
of the movie?
lost.
Yeah,
George, so I don't even care what you do at this point. Just Gio, young Gio. Let's stop lying. Gio of all seasons. Dima Kovalenko, Chicharito, and who is the other one?
Saunders.
Yeah.
Let's party.
Let's do it.
I want to watch that movie so
That'd be
bad.
a hell of a party.
That
I
would
want to
be
watch that movie
an
so bad.
amazing time. What was it? What was the lightning round question?
The last one is by Zerk_18. Who was the best draft pick in Galaxy history?
Oh, you didn't even ask the question.
Oh, I thought we already.
Somehow I thought that was a part of the question. What
Greg,
was
Greg Vanny.
greatest draft pick in history? Greg Vanny's a good shout out. He's up there, number 2 all time behind a young Guillermo Yara. I think is how I'm supposed to pronounce it. You could say Omar. You could say AJ. But it's probably Greg. It's probably Greg. Yeah, it is probably Greg. I'll say Greg.
I'd probably give it to Omar.
I'd give it to Omar just because he brought us championships. Omar, that was the missing piece. I mean, look at the 2012 season. You know, I mean, we were shit till Omar got back, and then we rolled pretty much.
I'd give it to Omar.
Okay.
Yeah, he changed, and you could argue Omar changed the culture.
But Greg, if you want to come on the show, I'll say it to you for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to come on and be like, so what's your problem with Kevin Hartman? Be like, yeah, sir, get him.
Punch him, Greg.
Punch him hard.
we allow you. All right, anything else
I'd
before
love to
we
get Hartman on the show, man.
I'd be down with that.
We have to vet your questions, though, man.
Way in advance.
Yeah. We have to go through some security clearances.
Ben's like, you ever been to Saigon?
To make sure you're on the up and up.
I've been through security clearances. I'm good.
By the way, Greg Vanny did win that CONCACAF Champions Cup. Just tossing that out there. Just tossing it out there.
Ooh.
And a U.S. Open Cup. Just tossing that out there.
All right.
You have Ben. You had our PayPal for the George's raffle.
Yes, it is.
Oh, so it's
it goes to the business. It's not Riot Squadcast. It's PayPal.me/DamonStarENT.
So we'll have that in the show notes as well.
Yeah.
So if you do want to enter the raffle, I'm gonna post it into our YouTube chat right now as well. So people who are on YouTube, if they want to get on that, we will post it on our Twitters and our socials and all that too as well. $5 an entry. You could win this sweet, like coveted, like everyone wants this. Who doesn't want this?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want this? You can win this. $5 an entry. Unlimited entries. Get in.
It's for a good cause.
It's for a good cause. So join.
Cosmos 2012 LA Galaxy third kit.
You could win.
Size large.
Size large. Probably fits like a medium.
Going for $450 online right now. $5 an entry.
There you go. Join us up. All right, Ben. Anything else before we get out of here, boys?
I think that's it. Good, sir.
Benjamin, where can they find you on the socials?
You can find me at DT Radio Ben or at OldManBen3. I've also been a little active on Instagram at Ben_Aranda.
There you go.
Ooh.
Christopher, where can they find you on the socials, my good man?
You can find me at ZeroCool138 on Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads. And you can check my wife out. She does a workout of the day on the Riot Squadcast Biggest Loser.
Sorry, I forgot to mention. Yes, we
We've
post
all
those.
lost a little bit of weight. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so we post those every day. Go check those out. You can find the show. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @thezombie13. I'm so close to 1,000 followers on Twitter.
Really?
I'm like 27 away.
Okay, let's get
something like that.
Let's get
almost
it.
30. So go follow me @thezombie13 on Twitter and Instagram.
1K for Zombie, baby.
There
Let's
you go. There you go, baby. You can find the show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Go search Riot Squadcast. YouTube.com/Riot Squadcast. Subscribe. We want to get to 500.
Give us some reviews on iTunes.
There
We
you
haven't had
go.
those in a long time. I like reading them.
Subscribe to our YouTube. Turn on the notifications so you can get all the updates when we post those workout videos, when we go live, when we do anything on our YouTube channel. Go do that now. If you do see our posts on Instagram and Twitter, share them. You know, get the word out and get the more earballs on the show. We'd love to hear from you guys. And if you guys want to leave us voicemails, we do have a phone line. It is 562-641-5277. That's 562-641-LARS. Leave us voicemails. Keep it in a minute. We'd love to hear from you guys about everything that's going on with signings and your hopes for the future, your dreams, your favorite, playlist. You like to walk on the beach? Are you lonely? Are you single? We'll match you up. We're match pretty service. You can also leave us an email. You can show at riotsquadcast@gmail.com. Send us an email. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Again, if you're interested in buying or selling a house, Laura Aranda Real Estate on Instagram.
Hit up Ben's wife. She will sell you a house. A good house.
And we've officially taken care of the advertising revenue for today.
All right, there you go. Pew, 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 pew. Alrighty. We love you guys.
What are we getting out of
Be
this?
safe. I have no idea. Nothing. We love you. Be safe. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Fuck you, Brian. Suck a dick, bitch.